Guys, I just wanted to spend a few minutes today doing my tips and tricks video for Graphing Packet Part 4. And these tips and tricks come from my observations of what you have done so far in some areas that maybe we need to cover a little more in a little more depth. So let's begin. Before you graph or fill in a table or make any kind of rules or predictions about specific lines, you need to make a prediction based on the table you're about to fill in. So in this case, the first one you're going to do is you're going to predict what you think the changes to y equal x are going to be when x is being multiplied by a negative fraction. So how will the slope look different, if at all, the y-intercept, or the correlation? How will those things change, if they change at all, when I multiply x by a negative fraction? Okay, then you can go on and you're going to fill in the table. Now there are already squares for you to fill in, so you don't need to create a new text box. The little text box that you need are already there, and they're color coordinated so they match the line that you are going to be graphing. Again, we're getting really good at graphing lines on this, but I want to cover it again anyway, just in case. You only need 2 points to make a line. So if I wanted to graph this line here, I can connect the end of my line to the 2 points that make this graph. Now I am just making up these points. This is not the graph for this problem. Once you've connected your 2 points, now it's going to be really easy to extend your line through the entire graph. So make sure that your line goes through the whole graph. Then you can come down here and you're going to do your rule for what happens when you multiply by a negative fraction, and then your prediction. Keep in mind, if my slope is going to get steeper here, so if I'm going to put steeper here, in my prediction, that should still apply. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but your rule should be used to help you make your prediction. So if you're going to say the correlation is positive for the rule, when you predict a line or what the line will look like with a very similar change being made, the y equals x, it should also have a positive correlation. Okay? Now this one's going to be a little different in that we are going to look at two different changes happening to y equals x for your second table and graph that you're going to fill in, okay? And so for your prediction, there's not really a rule you're going to write here. You're just going to describe what you think this will look like. And as always, you are going to create a video. You're going to spin a spinner, create a video that will show you, that you will then demonstrate, okay? When you put the video in, you're going to go to Insert, Video, and then you can find it right in your Google Drive. So if you want to save your video to your Google Drive, you can find it in your Google Drive, and then you will just insert it right into here. Okay, so when we go to the slide, or when I go to the slide, I should see your video. One last thing. I want to just review positive and negative correlation, okay? So we read a graph the same way we read a book, from left to right. So this graph right here, from left to right, it starts down low, and as I move right, it goes up. That's a positive correlation. A negative correlation, if I start on the left and move right, go towards the right, on my line, it's going to go down. That's going to be a negative correlation. So I just want you to keep that in mind as you are writing your rules and predictions. Well, I cannot wait to see what you do. I hope you join me in our meet today, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.